It begins innocently, just 3 little bites. Sweet, chewy, and often praised as nature's candy, dates have become a staple in the diet of many seniors striving for a more natural approach to health. But behind the sugary charm lies a potential threat that few dare to mention. Could this ancient fruit, so often recommended by wellness influencers and holistic nutritionists, be hiding a dangerous secret for aging bodies? The truth is more unsettling than you might expect. As a senior care professional with decades of clinical experience, I've witnessed firsthand how small dietary changes can create outsized effects in older adults. The elderly body, with its unique vulnerabilities and slowed physiological responses, is far less forgiving than it once was. And while dates are indeed nutrient-rich, they are also metabolically intense. For the aging population, consuming even a modest handful daily can quietly set off a chain of internal events, some of which may not be easily reversed. This is not a matter of scare tactics or dietary paranoia. It is a wake-up call. If you're over 60 or care for someone who is the way you approach natural sugars and nutrient-dense foods must be strategic. Dates in particular carry a potent blend of sugars, minerals, and bioactive compounds that interact differently in older systems. Their health benefits are real, but so are their risks. Misuse or overconsumption could accelerate issues that many seniors are already battling: unstable blood sugar, erratic heart rhythms, weakened kidney function, or inflammatory flare-ups. In this article, we'll peel back the glossy surface of this beloved fruit. We'll examine its biological impact on seniors, share real clinical cases where dates did more harm than good, and most importantly, provide a safe, science-backed guide to using dates as a tool for longevity, not as a hidden hazard. Let's begin by understanding the body's changing terrain after 60, and how even healthy choices can sometimes turn toxic without proper context. The vulnerable terrain of the aging body. As people age, the human body undergoes significant metabolic and hormonal shifts. Muscle mass decreases, insulin sensitivity declines, organ function slows, and nutrient absorption becomes less efficient. These changes are normal, but they also alter the way food is processed and utilized. A fruit like the date, which may offer tremendous benefits to a younger person with a fast metabolism and resilient organs, can behave very differently in an elderly body. One of the biggest concerns is the body's ability to manage blood glucose. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 1 in 4 adults aged 65 or older in the United States has diabetes, while many more live with pre-diabetes, often undiagnosed. The high natural sugar content in dates, which includes both glucose and fructose, can significantly elevate blood sugar levels, particularly if consumed without balancing proteins or healthy fats. This was precisely the case with a retired school principal named Marjorie, age 72. After adopting a clean eating regimen, she began replacing refined snacks with dates, believing them to be a healthier alternative. Within 6 months, her fasting glucose had risen dramatically, and she experienced dizzy spells, dry mouth, and chronic fatigue. When her doctor examined her food log, the daily dose of dates, 5 per day on average, stood out as a key contributor to her insulin resistance. Cutting back alongside other dietary adjustments eventually helped stabilize her condition, but the warning was clear: even natural sugar must be approached with precision in later life. Nutritional density versus metabolic load. Dates are undeniably dense with nutrition. They contain vital minerals such as potassium, magnesium, and iron. They offer fiber for gut health and antioxidants for cellular protection. In controlled amounts, these properties are advantageous, but the metabolic load they carry must not be underestimated. For example, potassium, a crucial mineral for heart health and fluid balance, can become problematic in individuals with declining kidney function, a common condition among seniors. The National Kidney Foundation notes that approximately 37 million adults in the U.S. have chronic kidney disease, and many more are in early stages without symptoms. When kidneys don't filter, potassium effectively levels can build up, increasing the risk of cardiac arrhythmias and even sudden cardiac arrest. That's what happened to Mr. Leonard, 69, a former firefighter living with stage 2 kidney impairment. His well-meaning daughter had introduced him to a superfood smoothie packed with dates and banana. After a week of daily smoothies, Leonard began to experience irregular heartbeats and mild shortness of breath. Blood work revealed elevated potassium levels. While he recovered fully with medical supervision, the lesson was stark: superfoods, when misused, can quickly become silent saboteurs. The illusion of natural. There is a dangerous misconception among many older adults that if a food is natural, it is automatically safe. This could not be further from the truth. Aging changes the digestive and metabolic systems in ways that make even healthy foods react unpredictably. For instance, fiber, a hero of gut health, can lead to bloating or slow gastric emptying if the digestive tract is weakened or compromised. Dates are high in soluble fiber, which draws water into the gut and can ferment in the colon. While this is beneficial for some others with conditions like diverticulitis, IBS, or chronic constipation, may find that dates exacerbate their symptoms rather than soothe them. The gastrointestinal tract of seniors also has reduced elasticity and motility. This means foods like dates, which are sticky and fibrous, may linger longer than intended, increasing the risk of fermentation, discomfort, or even blockage in rare cases. Add to this the issue of oral health, a common yet under-discussed barrier to safe eating in seniors. Dates cling to dental surfaces, feeding bacteria and accelerating tooth decay. For those with dry mouth or compromised saliva production, a common side effect of many medications, the risk multiplies. Without proper dental hygiene, after consuming dates, seniors may unknowingly set the stage for gum infections and tooth erosion. Misused energy. The glucose paradox. Another layer to consider is how quickly dates deliver energy. While a burst of natural sugar can benefit those in need of quick calories, such as frail seniors with weight loss issues or appetite challenges, it can just as easily cause problems for those with sedentary lifestyles or metabolic concerns. Excess glucose, not immediately used for energy, is converted into fat or stored in the liver. Over time, this can contribute to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, which is already estimated to affect 30% of adults over 60, according to the American Liver Foundation. Since dates contain both glucose and fructose, overconsumption may worsen liver stress, especially in individuals with coexisting insulin resistance or elevated triglyceride levels. Here, context matters deeply. A senior recovering from illness or malnutrition may benefit from 2 dates per day added to meals, but a sedentary individual with prediabetes and fatty liver would be wise to limit intake and combine dates only with foods that blunt glycemic response, such as nuts or Greek yogurt. Safe use. The clinical guidelines. The key takeaway for senior consumers is that the benefits of dates must be matched by intelligent use. 1 or 2 dates a day consumed with protein or healthy fat can enhance digestion, improve taste satisfaction, and add trace minerals to a meal. But exceeding this amount, especially on an empty stomach or without medical clearance, invites complications. Clinical best practices suggest checking blood sugar levels regularly, especially after new dietary changes. Pairing dates with blood sugar stabilizing foods. Limiting dates to no more than 2 per day unless under medical advice. Avoiding dates in the evening when metabolism is slower. Rinsing or brushing teeth after consumption to reduce oral bacteria buildup. Even better, seniors can opt for blended date paste in recipes, which spreads the sugar load across multiple servings and adds water content for easier digestion. How dates can be a tool for healing when used responsibly. Despite the warnings, dates can still be a valuable part of a senior's nutrition plan when their consumption is personalized and intentional. The focus should not be on demonizing the food, but rather on tailoring its use based on the individual's health profile. In certain therapeutic contexts, dates serve unique functions. For seniors recovering from illness or those battling nutrient deficiencies, dates can be an efficient source of concentrated energy and micronutrients. Iron, for instance, is vital for hemoglobin production and oxygen transport. Many elderly individuals, particularly postmenopausal women or those with chronic illness, are iron deficient without realizing it. Diets contain a moderate amount of iron, and when consumed alongside vitamin C-rich fruits like oranges or kiwi, absorption increases. There's also a valuable role for dates in constipation relief. The high fiber content, nearly 7 grams per 100 grams, makes dates a gentle laxative for seniors suffering from sluggish bowels. When soaked overnight and consumed first thing in the morning, they can naturally promote motility without relying on harsh, over-the-counter laxatives. This approach has been used in traditional medicine for centuries and still holds value in today's integrative geriatric care. However, these benefits must always be weighed against the individual's medical background. Seniors with diabetes, kidney issues, or high triglycerides should never self-prescribe dietary changes involving high sugar fruits. The delicate balance of therapeutic versus toxic lies not in the fruit itself, but in its quantity, frequency, and combination with other dietary elements. Understanding biochemical individuality. One size never fits all in senior care. A 67-year-old with no underlying health conditions may tolerate 3 dates daily without issue. But a 74-year-old with reduced kidney clearance or early metabolic syndrome may experience harmful effects even from 1 or 2. This concept is known as biochemical individuality. It refers to the subtle yet powerful ways each body processes nutrients differently. A food's glycemic index, mineral load, and metabolic demand must be viewed in the context of a senior's current medication's activity level, digestive capacity, and overall organ resilience. For example, medications like ACE inhibitors, diuretics, or corticosteroids can influence potassium levels, blood sugar stability, and fluid retention, all factors affected by dates. Without awareness of these interactions, a seemingly innocent snack may tip the physiological balance and introduce complications that require clinical management. The message here is clear: dietary advice for seniors should never be generic. Even foods considered universally healthy can backfire when introduced without context or control. The case for monitoring and education. Modern healthcare emphasizes preventive care, yet nutritional counseling remains underutilized in older populations. Few seniors receive dietary education specific to their age-related vulnerabilities. As a result, many rely on internet advice, well-meaning friends, or anecdotal wellness claims that may be incomplete or misleading. This gap becomes dangerous when superfoods are misrepresented as miracle cures. Dates fall into this category. The online narrative often highlights their benefits for energy, skin health, or digestion, but seldom explores the risks for vulnerable populations. Without balanced education, seniors may adopt habits that strain their already fragile physiological systems. That's why regular checkups, laboratory testing, and consultations with registered dietitians or geriatric specialists are crucial. A single blood test can reveal glucose tolerance, kidney function, liver enzymes, and more, providing a clear picture of how the body might respond to foods like dates. Family members and caregivers also play a critical role in this process. Encouraging open discussions about diet, monitoring energy changes, and supporting routine health evaluations can make all the difference in preventing avoidable crises. Additional risk groups. Often overlooked beyond diabetes and kidney disease, there are several other conditions where dates require careful handling. 1. Gout. Although not traditionally flagged, dates may exacerbate gout symptoms due to their fructose content, which can elevate uric acid levels. 2. Obesity or sarcopenic obesity. Seniors who are overweight but losing muscle mass need to be extremely selective about calorie sources. High sugar foods like dates may add energy, but not the protein needed to preserve muscle. 3. GERD and reflux. The sticky nature and sugar density of dates can increase fermentation and gastric pressure, worsening symptoms of acid reflux. 4. Cognitive decline. Elevated blood sugar levels over time are associated with faster cognitive deterioration in those with mild cognitive impairment or early-stage Alzheimer's. Unmonitored intake of sugary foods may accelerate this process. Recognizing these patterns helps refine nutritional strategy and avoid preventable exacerbations of chronic illness. Creating a balanced dietary environment. Rather than eliminating dates entirely, a more effective strategy is to create a food environment that balances their properties. Here are a few evidence-based suggestions. Pair dates with high-fiber and protein-rich companions like almonds, cottage cheese, or chia pudding. This slows sugar absorption and prolongs satiety. Incorporate them into meals instead of using them as standalone snacks. Adding chopped dates to quinoa salad or blending them into protein shakes reduces glycemic impact. Choose medjool dates over smaller varieties if iron content is a priority, but monitor portion sizes carefully as medjool dates are also higher in calories. Use dates in cooked or pureed form to ease digestive burden. Soaked and blended into oatmeal or energy balls, dates are easier on the gut and teeth. Keep a log of symptoms after adding new foods. This helps identify patterns such as fatigue gas or blood sugar fluctuations, which can then be discussed with healthcare providers. Conclusion. At first glance, dates appear to be a senior-friendly, food-soft sweet, loaded with nutrients and easy to digest. But a closer, more scientific look reveals that this seemingly harmless fruit carries profound physiological influence, both beneficial and potentially harmful. For seniors, every dietary choice must be weighed through the lens of aging biology. What nourishes one individual may stress another system. Dates in their dense complexity are neither a panacea nor a poison, but they demand respect, understanding, and personalization. The real danger is not the date itself, but the assumption that its effects are universally positive. When used with intention, moderation, and medical guidance, dates can enhance energy, support digestion, and even help prevent nutrient deficiencies. But without these safeguards, they may quietly accelerate conditions that are all too common in older age. My advice after decades of experience in elder health is simple. Listen to your body, respect your age, and never underestimate the power of small daily choices. Health in later life is not about deprivation or fear. It's about precision, balance, and continuous learning. So the next time someone hands you a date and says it's good for you, smile and ask, is it good for me? If you found this article helpful, informative, or eye-opening, we invite you to join our growing community of health-conscious seniors and caregivers. Like this article and subscribe to the Longevity Secret channel for more professionally guided insights into aging, well living longer, and feeling better. Your best years can still be ahead. Let's get there together.